Coronation Street revealed a shift in the dynamic between Kit Green and Bernie Winter following the heartbreaking loss of Craig Tinker. This evening's installment resumed from Wednesday's dramatic ending, where Bernie was abducted by the dangerous Mick Michaelis. After discovering that Kit was Brody's biological dad, a drunken Mick spiraled out of control and delivered a fatal blow to police officer Craig. Realizing that law enforcement was closing in, Mick decided to flee and used Bernie's kidnapping as leverage against Kit. At a remote site, he forced Bernie to dial her son's number, though Kit didn't answer. She explained that Kit wouldn't come to Mick's aid because their relationship was still strained. "I disappointed him, and he still hasn't gotten over it. He despises me. So if you think using me as a bargaining tool will work, you're mistaken. He wouldn't even blink if you finished me off right now," she said. Kit eventually returned the call, only for Mick to pick up and demand he come alone to the isolated location. When Kit showed up, he found Bernie tied up and Mick holding the same bat he had used to kill Craig. To show Kit's concern for Bernie, Mick asked for assistance escaping the country, but the detective refused. Instead, he insisted Mick surrender for Craig's murder. Although stunned by the news of Craig's death, Mick became more violent and attempted to kill Bernie. Believing her life was over, Bernie admitted she'd tried to reach out to Kit during his youth, but his adoptive mother blocked her. Kit responded that he had known this all along, sparking a heated exchange that gave Bernie the chance to break free. As Mick wrestled Kit to the ground, Bernie managed to call for backup, and the police arrived just in time to detain Mick. Later, Bernie visited Kit to drop off a birthday gift and assured him she didn't hold their earlier argument against him. Kit revealed he still had the jade elephant necklace she had given him as a child and allowed himself to show emotion. "Craig's gone, and it's because of me," he sobbed as Bernie offered comfort. Could this emotional moment signal a new beginning for their bond? Coronation Street airs Mondays, Wednesdays, and Fridays at 8 p.m. on ITV1 and is available to stream on ITVX. Coronation Street, Lisa's shocking proposal leaves Carla stunned. Fallout and spoilers tease what's next. Friday night's episode of Coronation Street delivered an emotional roller coaster that ended with a heartfelt surprise, one that has left fans on the edge of their seats. In a moment that caught even the most dedicated viewers off guard, Lisa Swain turned to her partner, Carla Connor, and asked a life-changing question: "Marry me." The episode faded out before any response was given, leaving Swarla fans reeling and desperate to know what comes next. The proposal came at the end of a deeply traumatic day in Weatherfield. Following the heartbreaking death of PC Craig Tinker, Craig was killed in a brutal attack by notorious local villain Mick Michaelis, an event that sent shockwaves through the close-knit community. The news of his death rocked residents, none more so than Lisa, who had not only worked closely with Craig, but had a profound sense of responsibility for his well-being and safety. Lisa had the devastating task of carrying on with her duties as a detective, despite being overwhelmed with grief and guilt. As a senior officer, she led the interrogation and ultimately charged Mick for Craig's murder, a process that tested her emotional limits. While she remained composed in front of others, it was clear that the trauma of losing Craig, coupled with her final words to him, was haunting her. In the hours before his death, Lisa had encouraged Craig to stay strong and push himself to be the best officer he could be. He took her words to heart and even left her a heartfelt voicemail thanking her for her support after a difficult interaction with fellow officer Kit Green. That voicemail would tragically become one of the last messages Craig ever left. He was fatally injured shortly after, and despite medical efforts, he died in hospital from his wounds. Lisa's sense of responsibility weighed heavily. She replayed her final conversation with Craig in her mind, questioning whether she had pushed him too hard or whether her encouragement had contributed to his fate. Still, she remained steadfast in her resolve to ensure justice was served and personally saw to it that Mick Michaelis was held accountable for the heinous crime. But after hours of emotional strain, it was at home where Lisa finally allowed herself to fall apart. Returning to the flat, she shares with Carla, who was completely unaware of what had unfolded that day. Lisa broke down. In heart-wrenching scenes, the typically strong and stoic detective crumbled in Carla's arms, unable to hold back her anguish any longer. As Carla comforted her devastated partner, she too began to grasp the magnitude of the loss. Their conversation soon turned from grief to reflection. Lisa opened up about her late wife Becky, who, like Craig, had also died in the line of duty. The pain of losing another officer she cared about reignited her fears and regrets. Why do we keep putting off the things that really matter, thinking we'll have more time? Lisa asked, her voice trembling. She confided in Carla that she was haunted by the thought that Becky and Craig never got to see their futures unfold, that they likely had no idea their time was almost up. It was in this deeply vulnerable and emotional state that Lisa made a decision that would forever alter the course of her and Carla's relationship. Moved by the fragility of life and driven by the overwhelming urge to seize happiness while she still could, Lisa proposed. Her voice was soft but urgent when she said the words, "Marry me." Carla was taken completely by surprise. The look on her face was a mixture of shock, confusion, and emotion. For a moment she seemed frozen, prompting Lisa to repeat the question, "Marry me." But before Carla could respond, the screen faded to black, ending the episode and leaving fans stunned. The unexpected proposal sparked an explosion of reactions online. Swarla fans, who have championed the couple for months, were both thrilled and anxious. Would Carla say yes? Was Lisa's proposal driven by genuine love, or simply an emotional response to grief and fear? Spoilers for Monday's episode suggest that viewers will finally get the answers they've been waiting for. The episode is set to explore the immediate aftermath of Lisa's proposal, diving into Carla's response and the couple's conversation that follows. Carla, still trying to process everything, is expected to confront Lisa about the proposal, asking whether she truly meant what she said. Understandably cautious, Carla may worry that the proposal was made in the heat of the moment, motivated by trauma rather than clarity. She will ask Lisa if her feelings have changed now that some time has passed, and whether she still genuinely wants to get married. As Lisa opens up further, both women will be forced to confront not only their grief, but also their hopes for the future. This crucial conversation could either bring them closer together or create a new layer of emotional complexity in their relationship. Will Lisa reaffirm her proposal with heartfelt conviction? And will Carla give her the answer she's hoping for? Coronation Street continues to deliver compelling, emotional storytelling with characters that fans have grown deeply invested in. As Monday's episode approaches, viewers are holding their breath in anticipation. Is a Swarla wedding on the horizon, or is this just the beginning of a new chapter in their journey? Tune in to Coronation Street every Monday, Wednesday, and Friday at 8 p.m. on ITV1 and stream episodes anytime on ITVX.